In today's video, we answer the question, hey coach, I'm tracking my macros, but I'm not losing weight. Coach William Grazione here, owner of The Educated Dieter, bringing you guys back another educational Hey Coach video answering your questions direct from my social media. In today's question comes from one of our specific clients that's just got started with us, and she says, hey coach, I'm tracking my macros, but I'm not losing weight. Is this a weight loss stall? What should I do? Now, I think the very first thing we have to be able to consider here is just because you're tracking your macronutrients does not inherently mean that you should be losing weight. I think this is very important. Just this year, 2022, I've had the tremendous opportunity to talk to hundreds of people on a Zoom call just to see if they're a good fit for us. And there have been probably about 10 to 12 people that I talked to that said, hey coach, I've been tracking my macros, but I'm not losing weight. Why is this? And I think the idea of tracking macros simply puts some people in the idea that I'm putting in the work, how come I'm not seeing weight loss? And it's essentially because the calories that you're tracking, no matter what those calorie markers are, be mindful that the calorie marker is very specific and N of 1 to you. So whatever your calories are, again, it doesn't inherently mean that you will be losing body fat. You have to be in a calorie deficit inside of a place where you are insulin sensitive in order to be able to oxidize body fat. In my opinion, the ideal fat oxidative environment is anywhere between 70 milligrams per deciliter and up to about 85, maybe 87, sometimes even 90, just depending on the individual. Now, I think where you are on that pendulum can dictate how fast you're losing weight or how slow you're losing weight, okay? So please be mindful of that. Just because you're tracking your macros doesn't inherently mean that you will be losing body fat. However, the skill of tracking macronutrients is an absolutely incredible tool that many people need to be able to utilize so that they can gain nutritional awareness. Here's what I mean by nutritional awareness. Very few and far between people, if you tell them, hey, I need you to eat 1 cup of rice, do they know that that 1 cup of rice is about 45 grams of carbs? Hey, I need you to eat 4 ounces of chicken breast. Nobody really knows that that 4 ounces of chicken breast is 22 to 25 grams of protein, depending on the quality of the chicken breast, right? But through the act of tracking, you learn food's true value. And inside of learning food's true value, I feel like that is where you gain the understanding of what foods make you feel the best, what foods do you essentially respond to the best, what foods make you perform the best, all of those things associated with the quality of food. Now, inside of what we do here at The Educated Dieter, we do believe in flexible dieting and utilizing typically an 80 to 90% of single ingredient whole food items, with about 10 to 20 of that being a deviance of maybe fitting other foods into your daily intake that just simply allow you to stay on track. Just as an example, yesterday I was talking to a client. She was like, Coach Will, I've been on this fat loss journey now for the last, I think she's on it for about 6 weeks so far, and she's down about 8 pounds, so she's crushing it. However, she's like, I am craving pizza. I'm craving pizza. So we actually talked about how can you basically go home or go to the grocery market and create your own high protein, lower fat pizza. And so she's going to do that. So we do believe in flexible dieting, but I will tell you that just because you're tracking your macros, again, doesn't necessarily mean you should be losing body fat, but it is providing you the skills necessary to be able to put yourself into a fat loss phase. Now, a fat loss phase would essentially just mean that you are in a position where your body's insulin sensitive, carbohydrates on your low carb days are low enough to create an energy gap, which is going to provide you the opportunity to be in the deficit so you can start to lose weight. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is unrealistic expectations, because I know that a lot of people, especially with the health movement going on right now inside of the fitness coaching industry, a lot of people, specifically females and even older females, think that, well, if I'm eating 1,800, 1,900, 2,000 calories, or I've reverse dieted up, or maybe I reverse dieted up to 2,500 calories, I should be able to lose fat on 2,000 calories. And with my 13 years of experience, I'm here to tell you that the idea of that and actually being able to do it is very few and far between. Now, we will sometimes acquire what I'll call the unicorn client, right? We reverse diet them up and they actually begin to lose body fat because we're essentially ramping up their metabolism. As we're adding food in, their metabolism is improving and increasing as well. And that's actually creating this opportunity for the deficit because their body runs so much better on higher calories. However, if you're one of these people that's maybe eating 1,800 calories per day and your coach is telling you, I don't know what's going on, Susan, you should be in a deficit, but you're not losing body fat, the reality of the situation is that you are not. Now, I think that this question in and of itself comes with a lot of different context that we have to be able to dive into so that you can understand that I'm not only trying to help you break the plateau, which is what we're doing today, but I also want to paint the picture for what the future may potentially look like for you. So maybe you're on 1,700 calories per day right now. What I would strongly advise is you have to reduce those. You have to reduce those down. Just try maybe dropping down to 1,500 on your low carb days, and then ultimately having some high carb days maybe once or twice per week and putting those up around maybe the 1,900 calorie marker, and just see how you respond. In many cases, you will be able to break this proverbial plateau because you have actually put yourself on low enough calories to create the deficit. Now, in some extreme measures, maybe you're eating 1,500 calories and you're like, okay, I'm plateaued. I'm not responding. What do I do? Inside of this, we've had to take people down to 12, 13, 14, or 1,500 calories to be able to help them reach their weight loss goal. But this is a big context point here, is that you have to make sure you can draw a proverbial line in the sand for each one of the people that you're coaching or for yourself, because of the fact that if you push calories too low for too long, this will begin to elicit some form of a metabolic adaptation or a weight loss slowdown, to the point where some people can get to where they're only eating 1,200 calories, 1,300 calories, and they are plateaued. They're running their asses off, they're doing cardio every day, and no matter what they do, it just seems like they just keep getting more stressed out, even though they're on low calories and they're doing a lot of exercise. So I think that in starting a fat loss journey, you have to be able to draw a line in the sand and say, all right, I'm not willing to go below this in order to reach my weight loss goal. Now, the context of going below a certain number, I think, has to do with what you can adhere to. So just remember that. If you're somebody that's on a higher calorie allotment and you have a budget that you could essentially go spend to drop your calories down, by all means, go ahead and do that to create that deficit to continue to lose that body fat. However, if you're somebody that's already feels like you're beating yourself up, you can't sleep at night, you feel fatigued, you feel worn out, no matter what you do, you're not losing body weight, then you are the type of individual that I would say I would strongly recommend some form of a reverse or recovery diet for you right now. My name is Coach William Grazione. I'm the owner of The Educated Dieter. Thank you so much for checking out this video, and I'll see you in the next Hey Coach video.